should have do something with this. I cleaned my windshield. I had to put this thing on 350 bake, man. I mean, for real, I had to make nuclear heat. I put this thing on thermonuclear just to thaw things out. And now, my camera thing, oh, this one, it's got a button there. Too many different types of camera mounts, phone mounts. Let's see what we got here. Let us try this again. Let's see, up to here. Oh, too much zoom maybe? Who knows, right? What can you do? I broke it loose, people. The struggle is real. Let's get there. Stick it anywhere. Stick it somewhere. Let's see here. This may or may not even now. I don't care. Just doing a little check-in. I ain't even done nothing. Why would you like this? I just got here. I ain't even, actually, I've been here a bit. It really was a fight to get all that snow and ice off my windshield. Now, my windshield's about 500 degrees right now. I turned this thing on thermonuclear fallout defroster. So, yeah, so I am within a far enough proximity of Nashville to know better, but yeah, same thing, getting hammered. This thing, not in the drinking way. I mean, it's the snow. We're getting hammered here. So, so basically, here's what happened. So, I waited out a wind event because it was a high wind event, and I wound up in a snow event, a high snow event. So sometimes, I mean, man, I guess I'm glutton for punishment lately. I don't know what to say. I have always prided myself on avoiding storms and being around them. And like I said, the only reason this stuff is coming off my windshield is because I put this thing on nuclear. This windshield's about 500 degrees hot. As soon as it chills, it's gonna be snow all over this thing. It was falling as sleet, but it's snow. Like, there's still ice on the side of my windshield and all. Maybe I can wipe them. Yeah, you can see it's on the wipers though. Let me try to zoom out a bit. Let's see here. Look, it's kind of like, oh, see, I'm gonna break this thing loose. I know it. I just know it. If I mess with the adjustment too much, I will break it loose. I don't know. Let's see here. Zoom a little bit. I don't know. That's what we got. That's what you got. So, yeah. So, okay. So I'm sitting this one out now. At this point, chicken is good. That's all I can say. I'm fixing to have some chicken. That's what I know. I know two things. I know that 19 mile an hour, I mean, that just happened. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to be in my video. So that guy's scraping. He's gonna be scraping all day. Okay. How can I explain this best? I'm gonna turn that fan off. I feel like I'm yelling over it. So now it's gonna probably freeze up and I don't even care. So basically, and everybody wants to be in my video. He's gonna be famous. All right. St. Louis was messed up. So was Iowa. Okay, and there was a high wind event, and then there was St. Louis. Look, it's all messed up, and in Nashville they're doing 19 mile an hour. I'm just not trying. I'm not about it. You know what I'm saying? I can't handle an hour and 49-minute delay on a load where I've got 5 extra hours to be there. However, it'll eat that up with this snow. It'll eat it up. I just know it. So I'm gonna drop back and punt. You know, so here's what it is. You do what you do, and then you have chicken. So right now I'm gonna have chicken and some ranch, some chicken strips and some ranch, and chill. And we'll talk about this little storm event that just, it's the gift that keeps giving. I'm telling you, Like, I thought that I was being smart waiting out the wind event, and then the snow, I could have already been past it. So now, you know, it doesn't make it impossible. It's not exactly Mission Impossible, but man, I got better things to do with my time than to be going 30 miles an hour, but I will later on. There's that. So they are salting the roads real good. There's not been a whole lot of wrecks. I think there was just a slowdown, and it's 19 miles an hour is what they're reporting through Nashville. That's bad. You're talking about 5 lanes, a whole bunch of idiots. They call it Crashville for a reason. That's all they know how to do, is put a license plate that says Tennessee on a car and go and wreck it around Nashville. So that's what they're good at. If you're from Nashville, it's what you do. So y'all know I'm right. So I'm opting out at this point, but just wanted some people to know you might want to plan your day accordingly. Take a break. I mean, an hour and 48-minute delay for that little city? No, with a go or no go, that's a no-go. And I'm looking at it like I can make better time later when they're all off the road. They are salting the roads. The worst of it was, well, Iowa had some bad spots. The other day I told you all about Iowa having those wrecks, and there was more wrecks. Let's see. Yeah, they every state's got their own brand of crazy. In Florida, they're all like silver alert crazy. They're like, I don't know where I'm at, but I'm going for ice cream. No, I don't know what they do, but they do. They're older. They make mistakes. Oh, I meant to hit the brake instead of the gas. Sorry, I demolished your car. Here's my insurance. I think it's good. You know, I got the AARP. You know, and then you might or might not have a ride for a few weeks. That's how it is in Florida. In, you know, different states, like I said, Texas, they stop before that on-ramp. It's really stupid, but they come almost to a complete stop sometimes, and they gotta have a dually. You gotta have a dually in Texas with a rope in the back and a cowboy hat hanging from it, and be hauling a trailer with God knows who knows what, maybe some hay or some just junk that would be scrap, I don't know, and hauling it 5 wide. They ride 5 wide, doing 55 in a 70, all around the, you know, the loop and all around Texas. Alabama always has overloaded trailers. The axles are all bent out, and they're hauling it with like a Prius or something. And then there's Washington D.C., not to be confused with the West Coast Washington, but the Fruit Loop, okay, where all the crazy people work and, you know, run our government. That place, it's its own brand of crazy. A lot of construction, and then it's like, hey, everybody stop, and then they're updating their whatever book or whatever, Graham, or I don't know. Anyway, but Nashville, they will play Russian roulette with their phones. It's like they're on their phone for 3 minutes straight, not even looking at nothing else. If they don't have a wreck, that was an empty chamber. Now it plays Russian roulette with devices instead of, you know, driving their car. And they, man, it's really bad. They slam into each other. If it's a wreck there, they're full on the pedal. I've seen people push other people off the road, still mashing the pedal. You know, it's ridiculous. So there's so many wrecks in Nashville, they call it Crashville. There's a lot of interchanges, and there's like 3 different ways to get around. Just remember Briley Parkway, or Riley Parkway, I think it's Briley. Some dude on a AM/FM radio station talked about that, And he said he didn't know about it, and he had just moved there. I was like, well, I didn't know about it. So you can take that. It's a little bit longer. It can be congested also. It's just a kind of a plan B. Sometimes it works. If you're trying to take 24 from one side to another, is good. Or I think it's even 65 to 24. But the lanes seem narrow too. I'm reading that. Let's see. We're going to drive in the mountains in Pennsylvania in the snow and ice. Yeah, I got family in Pennsylvania, and I don't never have time to stop. I got family in New Jersey. I never had time to stop. I tried to catch up one, have a pizza. Never happened. It's difficult. So I think of them when I'm in the town, and I call them. Hey man, run through your town. Hope it's all right. You know, and this is one of them things. You know, being a trucker, you ain't got. Look, you can't put an 18-wheeler in everywhere. That's why we're all crazy. There's no psychiatrist with truck parking. In case you've never looked, look up all the psychiatrists in the United States. None of them have truck parking. That's why we're all crazy. That's my joke. That's all I got. Anyway, so we park at truck stops and try not to get backed into. This guy I worry about. I know they're just going to cross, but he's going on the inside lane and trying to circumvent the fuel pump. They were weird anyway. They were walking around taking selfies and pictures and craziness. Maybe they're famous. They might be on YouTube. Maybe that's somebody on YouTube that's like, or Instagram, or singing Telegram, or I don't know, one of them grams. Gramagram, or Quitter. You know, that's where I'm gonna go if I stop trucking. I'm gonna set up my own internet thing, call it Quitter. Update my status as stationary but partially stable. Yeah. What the world happened? I don't even know how to change it up. It's green screen. See, I'm not really in the truck. That's all green screen. Did y'all see that? Something happened. Something very, very weird. What's this? Oh, yeah, I don't even have a Russian keyboard. I don't speak. Sorry that I, whatever that happened. I don't know. I really don't know. Like maybe somebody sent around some radar or the Russians did it. Maybe that dude did it. Kaputnik, Von Ernst. Dude, I don't know what that means, and I'm not trying to be too funny with it, but did you just zap my thing just coming up in here? Maybe they killed it. Yeah, it didn't just buffer weird, it killed me out. I had to go back on there and say, do you want to resume? Yes, I want to resume. I'm not done. And the chicken, there's still chicken. So, anyway, see that dude's taillights? He's got LEDs. They don't get hot enough to melt the snow. He needs to clean off his taillights. So, let's see here. That flatbed backing up, you got it on? The one backing up from the fuel out there, Reading, Pennsylvania, flatbed. Well, if you can hear me, your taillights need to be brushed off. Do you think, bro? I don't know if you got your radio on or not. You don't know? The flatbed Peterbilt 329X coming back. Back in there it was? Yeah, 3783. I appreciate it. Yeah, your taillights are all covered up with snow. And hey, I was just bobtailing out the night. It seemed like every 5 minutes I had to get mine. So you got LEDs. They're not hot enough. Yeah, I know it's bad. Thing about LEDs. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go back on the Weber net. God bless you. Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good. Yeah. So We look out for each other. You know, that's the whole point of having CBs. So if you don't have a CB, radio up. You know, people, for real, communication. That's what we need. We need comms. So that way, when it does pop off and Russia has their little limited thermonuclear strike and they decide to just test their stuff out and you know, do what they do, well, you know, you'd be able to communicate. I got ham up in here. I got 2 radios. I got my 2.9 and I've got a President Ronald. I've got 2 antennas. I'm on the 2 meter, 5 meter, 10 meter type ham, but it's got also, I added CB to it. I didn't switch it over to CB. The new ones, you add CB to it. So on the channel A, it's rolling 1 through 19. All of it's like 1 through 19, whatever, but it's got 1 through 40. Point is, it scans 1 through 40. So you can hit scan feature, but also I can scan on ham and just listen. So I can scan on it and talk on my other one. It's kind of cool. Now these people, not the dude with the snowplow, he's famous, but those people hauling that Jeep thing, that, yeah, they don't need to too much be on the road, because they gonna, I mean, I don't know what to say. There was just one talking about that they had wiped out and that it didn't kill nobody because the hitch still worked something, but in the end result though, it was still a wreck and their car went rolling down the road with their back trailer or something weird. I don't know what happened. Some kind of, it was an RV thing. It was on YouTube. So yeah, that's half past crazy. Any kind of combination like that you don't have brakes. Say it again. Something's going on. I didn't get that. Somebody relay that.
Said there's a big truck, bunch of cars coming on at 36.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. So, no, I know that there was a lot of bears working last night. A lot of salt trucks, and as far as accidents though, not so much. But man, these cars, golly. But that kind of setup, yeah, that's. I'm gonna turn this off. That's asking for it. Hooking up something without electric brakes added to it, and that's just a car. You're just pulling it, so it's dead weight pushing you. On ice and snow, no bueno. So, I mean, if you're down in, I don't know, it's starting to snow in Mexico sometimes too. If you're in good weather, that's an all right deal. But really, they should have a cover on the front of that thing to stop the snow from getting all over the car. They have to wash it every time they stop. All the nasty off the road gets on it. It's just going to rust it out. That's some good freaking chicken. You're going to hit the spot. So I guess this is the new normal of what's going to happen with the weather. All the way through. This band of storms is going all the way. Right now it's moving north and east, and the bottom part of it is warmer, but it's going to refreeze tonight, even on the bottom part. So I'm looking at all sideways. I don't know what kind of timing I'm gonna make driving, but I gotta get through it. It's mission impossible. This guy's coming in with his flashers on. Let's see here. Yeah, it really will. My truck is a disaster zone. It's a brand new freaking truck, and it's a disaster. Oh, by the way, I was gonna tell some. I might could do that on this live. I think I could do that in just a second. Show the. Well, I could just tell it. It doesn't matter. Okay. The APU on this thing is a carrier. If you're running a truck that's got a carrier APU and you turn it on for heat, okay, then you got split outlets. You got one from the truck and the power inverter, and you got the other that's off of the APU, and it's best to use that one so you don't burn up your power inverter. So if you're trying to drill through a piece of plate steel and make something or something for like a, I don't know, something that broke, then you know, you're going to want to plug into the APU plug, and it only comes on when it's running, and that thing only runs while your truck is shut off. Okay, some of them come on automatically when it's shut the switch. Got this one set where it's just push button, and I could change it. I know the keys of it and all that stuff, but so anyway, because my truck. But here's the thing: if you turn it on high heat, like if you're on low heat, the other plug wire, you know, other plug off the APU that you would run like your microwave and all that on, to save the power inverter, it works on low heat. When you turn on high heat, it's gonna trip something and make your microwave not work. So I want you people to know this. Don't freak out like I did. I admit, I raised my hand, I freaked out. I'm like sitting there trying to push the reset button on the what's that called? That kind of outlet, GFI outlet. Ground force interrupt outlet. So they use those next to sinks, you know, where water might hit it, where to trip it. If you're using a hairdryer or something, it shorts out. Or you know, outside GFI. So these are GFI plugs on these things. So if you get down there, you push the plug, and it's like, it's not even tripped. You gotta trip it, you reset or test or what, and you're like, geez. And I got a little night light that I could test every outlet. So I use the outlet on the night light, and it's nothing. And then when I finally figured this out, I put it on low heat, and it just magical comes back on. I'm like, come on. So running high heat in these new trucks will turn off the power to the GFI outlet that will run likely your microwave or whatever you're using if you're using a power strip. So, and hopefully this guy don't hit my truck. It's an ugly setup already. Oh, he's fixing it. That's good. So anyways, in case you didn't know, I hope that was helpful. I guarantee it will be. You won't freak out. So don't mess with the, you know, GFI plug unless the switch on it, unless you really have tripped it. Just know that if you're on high, you won't have microwave. So you got to put it on low, use your microwave, heat up your food, then turn it back to high heat. But really, low heat does pretty good once you get it warm, anyways. It's starting to cool off in here now. I ain't even turned mine on. Need to reach back there and hit it. I could do a crash course on it real quick. That would be helpful. I'm gonna finish this chicken. We'll do a crash course on a APU carrier. Hopefully this guy won't hit. Oh, it's STI. Look at him spinning. Check him out, man. That's just over speeding. But no, he ain't getting traction for nothing. Bro, don't hit my sweet chariot. Oh my gosh. I just bought this. You know what I mean, people? I'm gonna have to hit my horn to wake him up and let him know, hey, you know. Oh. I don't care what you do. Get over, get gone, or somewhere else. Bro, you can't just slide it into home. Oh my dear God in heaven. This is, see people? It's not that it's that stressful, it's just getting stupid. Okay, let me look over here. He's like on my mirror. Maybe I got a foot. He's already got all these yellow marks all over the side of his trailer where he's hit every pole known to man. I think he's collecting the whole set. He's getting a pinstripe from every state or something like that. I hate it, man. The chicken's gone. I do have more food. I got some turkey back there in a little thing, a little plate. Yeah, so this guy's an idiot. Oh boy, all that spinning, getting that close. That's like a unnecessary, you know, don't take unnecessary risks. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, the APU thing. Yeah, we could jump onto that real quick. If this guy will finish, and watch him just stay there for 30 minutes. See, that's what kills me about the whole deal is, you know, all this, you know, crazy. But I just do happen to need to turn on my APU, so it's handy. This is a good time to teach a little something. I think what I'll do, we will use a napkin. See, the windshield is melting it still. So I mean, I had this thing on full on nuclear. Yeah, and so I'm supposed to be able to, I was supposed to have to turn my key switch off, but this one's set more like owner operator style. I can have this key switch on to the right, whatever. It's supposed to affect it. It's kind of like how, okay, you know how, I don't know if you, I'll guarantee you whoever's a driver that watches this will understand what I'm talking about. There's a thermometer that usually is at the bottom of the driver's side mirror, and it's just sticking out. And so that thing is what tells the truck the temperature outside, and if it's at a certain temperature, these companies have got these computers to turn off and make it so your truck won't idle. It'll shut down in like a minute and a half or whatever, so that they think they're saving fuel, which it really just kills the starter a lot. But the thing is, just like those, you know, opti idle things, starting the truck a lot kills the starter. I don't know who thinks that's a good idea, but anyway, people take those hot hands and feet and they'll duct tape them to the bottom of the thing, and so it'll idle all night for them if they need heat, because it's not a good temperature. It's not perfect for them, so they fix it in that way. Well, this is a little different. The truck is set to pretty much want to shut off at a certain amount or whatever to save fuel, but it don't matter because I've got an APU, and that makes up for it. So I don't think they should ever do that to people either way. You should have both, that you might need both in an emergency. I can have mine reset. I'm just not that worried about it. But let's do a crash course. I'll take you to the back. Check this out here. Which is an absolute disaster. Let me see what I can do here. I'll see if I can make it even. Oh, I may need a flashlight. You know what? I just don't know. No, this thing's lit. It should show enough. All right, so check this out. All right. This is a Carrier. Let's see. And right now it's showing 71 degrees Fahrenheit in here. Okay, because I had the front roast and all this stuff. It's probably a lot cooler than that. There's a thermometer thing under the bottom of this that just sticks down somewhere. Right here. It's a little piece that just kind of sticks down. That's the thermometer. So I can hold it and I can make it go up to probably about 75, 76. You see? It's taking my body heat, 77. Okay. Anyway, we don't want to do that. We want to get back down so that the unit will run properly. But and this is just the plastic. I left it on there. I'm leaving it on there to protect the screen because this is really expensive. Everything in this truck is freaking hot holler. So, all right. On this unit, it's so simple. All you have to do is hit the on button, and it says, "Please wait, it's starting." Now I've got a unit up under the back of the truck that is, it's like the size of a Volkswagen engine, an older Volkswagen. It's huge. This carrier unit, it's a power plant of its own. So okay, you hear it? It just started, and then that beeping noise was my microwave. Okay, now I'm gonna try to move and show that real quick because I want you to see the light. All I gotta do is move this clip. Okay, so the microwave is currently working. All right, now we're gonna zoom out like this and do it like this. All right, watch what happens when I turn this sucker to high heat. All I'm gonna do, which I'll have to pivot this way. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit heat because it's running, but there's no heat on. Okay, now it's heat low. Okay, when I hit this again, it goes to heat high. Watch what happens with the microwave. As soon as I hit this button, it killed it. It just killed it. So there's no power running through the circuit that's down here to go up into that or any of the GFI. The back side that runs the fridge always works. So the fridge will always be on. Okay, now watch what happens when I turn it back on low. Let me find the plug right here. Okay, watch what happens when I turn it back on low by hitting it one more time. Microwave comes back on. You see what I dealt with the other day, people? That's enough to drive you crazy. They wired this thing, and I'm like trying to figure out. I'm like, oh my god, I tripped a breaker. Is this thing going to work? Is you know what I mean? I'm like, do I need to take it to the shop? And I'm trying to push the GFI button. It's enough to drive you crazy. So, all right, this works by you just hit up for hotter, okay? Not high, but see, cold, hot. It's the same on air, AC, or heat. So it's so simple. Like I said, you hit the button one time and it says please wait. Then you got to hit heat or you got to hit air. You can switch. You can go over here and hit this. It ain't gonna break nothing. Okay. And then, all right, so these are these new units. Nobody knows how to do this. I didn't know how to do it. It's all new, right? Okay, so anyways, this is the timer. Right now it's got power that it's putting out and heat low, radiant heat, okay? APU's running. That's how many hours it's run, okay? Those two. Now, this timer is set for 10 hours. All you have to do, if you have one that's set, and I figure that's good, you know, and you can get up at least in 8, and if it's already been 2 or whatever for me running inside and leaving it running, 10's good with me. But you can run it for 30 straight if you want. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is hit this button again and turn it back on. It's not a big deal. And then it'll be good for another 10. Okay? There's no limit within however many hours or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can just hit the button again. It's like throwing another quarter in it, right? Or like an old pinball machine. All right. So the menu goes into all types of different settings. I'm not even going to get into that. This is just the quick, dirty version of how to get this thing going. You know, hit the on and either ask for heat or ask for AC. And then the up button goes to hotter. So even with heat low, you can push this button and hold it. It moves and then it'll shut off because it's already that warm. So I'm cranking it all the way up. Heat low. Gonna make it kill the microwave again. Let's see. Did not work. Oh, I didn't hit the button. Killed the microwave again. That drives me so crazy. Anyways, so this is what we got. And now the controls for this side come out of different vents. That's just a cigarette lighter plug with 2 ports. So this is your regular, if the truck's running and it idles because it's so hot or so cold. I think this one's set to idle on the cold side. Let me turn this down. And the microwave comes back on. That's just enough to drive you crazy until you know it. So this one is set so that I think it comes on and the truck will keep idling at something like, man, is it like 28 degrees or 20? 25 or 20, I don't know, whatever. It's ridiculous. So so I run this. It can be changed. The truck can be changed, but these are just the controls for the truck. You don't touch these at all. Okay, forget these exist. If your truck shuts off, this is all you're going to work, and it has nothing to do with these. It's a completely different fan. It's a completely different vent up here. Okay, I guess you can't see because of the light, but I'm not trying to turn on a whole bunch of lights in here. Hang on a second. Maybe I can get one going. Maybe we can shed some light on it. All right, so this is the vent for the APU heater. This is the vent, and down here's another vent, okay, for, just like it, for this control truck AC and heat. You got hot, cold, hit the button for AC and turn it on and off or whatever. It ain't gonna come on now because this ain't on, and also the truck ain't on. There's that. So it'll try. I'm not trying to kill the batteries, but I mean, I'm not worried about it. I got those freaking $100 AGM batteries and stuff. It's decked out. So anyways, and like all the other older Freightliners, it's got mute on the radio and then all these lights. So works out pretty good. And then there's a front switch in the very front of the truck. This is the trick you're going to want to know. Okay, on the driver's side, there's this switch. If you hit the bottom of it, it's in the front of the truck when you're sitting there in the driver's seat. The very far button, the bottom, if the lights are on in the back of the truck, in the front of the truck, it could be anywhere, you hit that one button and it kills everything. You're welcome. So if you're in a new truck and you got this, you know, or you want to know about that switch and the lights and all that, you don't have to get up and get in the back and turn the lights off. You hit the one button in the front, to the left at the bottom, you hit that one button and it kills everything. And this is just a blank for more breakers, and that's the thermometer thing I was talking about. So that's your crash course on a Carrier. And I think I'm gonna put this back on the dash for a sec, because man, I don't know, I had chicken, that's just not enough, man. 3 pieces of chicken, I don't know what I was thinking. I got a turkey dinner, I got a few things I could have. Let's check this out, people. You know, there's gotta be some, but there's, oh, and hey, check this out. Here's the switch. It's called Sleeper Dome. Okay, for somehow dust shows up like it's phenomenal bad, but see, you hit this bottom light, the switch, just like that, and every freaking light in the whole truck will be out. I don't care if it's the dome, the ambient light, the back light, any, except for the one, believe it or not, there's a little push button one under the microwave. There's a little push button one, and the two that are even overhead up here in the truck, right here, these ones, these little push button ones, these go out too. So let's put y'all up here. Look, snow. I'm just saying. It's and there's people walking in this winter wonderland. You know, that's crazy. I don't blame them. You got to go in. You got to get the chicken. But people, I hope you are staying warm, because seriously, it's that kind of cold. Man, I'm looking into backup systems. I'm freaking. I've got almost every Mr. Buddy heater there is. I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do a test of a lot of them. The small one is garbage unless you're in a car. Let's turn this on. Let's turn this little wiper on. There. There you go. Wait, well, the wiper went wonky there. Kind of leave them down. Okay. Check this out. All right. So, anyways, I'm gonna make some more food. And so that was your crash course on why your microwave died and you can't figure it out either. Man, don't drive yourself crazy. I drove myself crazy. Now you don't have to. You're welcome. God bless you. I hope that does good. Chicken noodle soup. I got chicken noodle soup. I got a turkey thing dinner in there. Let me just heat that up. Let me see what happens. I can use my microwave because I know how, right? That's what was scaring me too. I thought I was going to have to go and put this thing in the shop because it's under warranty and all. Nobody's got time for that. So nobody wants to have to put their truck in the shop. Let's see here. Let me look. Throw this away. Okay. About time for a trash bag. I got the Kona cup of coffee. That Kona coffee is phenomenal. I don't know if you guys are connoisseurs of that stuff, but I'm telling you, it's banging. It's a trash bag. Alright, fix that problem too. I'm fixing problems everywhere. So yes, I think I'm gonna microwave some food. Waiting this storm out. I don't know if that means I'm gonna win or lose, because like I said, it will be going down freezing tonight. Maybe I'll be past it before it gets impossible. If they treat the road, don't shut it down, then I'm good to go. I don't know if they shut Nashville down. If anybody knows if they shut Nashville down, let me know. That's the one thing I don't know. And this is a turkey breast dinner with stuffing, mashed potatoes, and gravy. That's meat. That'll work. I got this in a Quick Trip kind of a place. It was a quick something. It wasn't Quick Trip with the K, but it was quick something with the K. It's a knockoff. It was an old Pilot. Don't know. But I'm glad I got to show that carrier thing, because yeah, people need to know that. It's like, here's your truck. A lot of these guys are company drivers. They're like, okay, and there's no training in the mechanics. I don't know, figure it out. It could take you freezing to death before you figure that mess out. You know what I'm saying? People, we need a cheat sheet. You know what I'm saying? We need instructions. We're old. Okay, I'll speak for myself. I'm old, and look, man, that's, you know, the learning curve for something that's just been built, nobody's ever touched before, and you can't even take it into a shop and get it worked on because they don't know about it. That's rough stuff. How are you supposed to know about it, right? So luckily I figured out the magic of high heat killing a microwave but not tripping a breaker. How that happens, I don't know, but I know it happens, and I just proved it. Proof of concept. It kills itself. So it was killing me for a good hot minute. I'm not lying. I spent 45 minutes trying to figure out how to make my microwave work. I'm like, the heat is working. What's wrong? That was crazy. So now you don't have to. So I know this is going to be a helpful video for somebody who's trying to learn about this new equipment that has now found itself into the marketplace, and companies are buying them because they're having problems. Let me tell you something. The new is better than the other new. So if you got a really brand new truck off the assembly line, these ones are better. They are way better. I'm not just saying that because I done put some miles on this thing, okay? I done put it through its paces. This motor is more powerful in a way, somehow, some way. And the amenities of the truck, man, it's just, look, 1 year makes all the difference. That's all I'm gonna say. So it's a phenomenal ride, and it's I don't know what to say, man. Like, I had to have them move the fifth wheel, and it's a fixed fifth wheel. I had to have them unbolt it. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. I'm not putting that weight on my steers. I'm funny like that. But also, I try to, if I can haul a heavy load, I'll haul it. I'm not trying to turn it down. If it's going where I'm going or trying to go, I need that load to get me where I'm trying to go. So yeah, they had to move that fifth wheel. So I went and put it in the shop. Said, hey, you know, I'm paying for this. I need you to move the fifth wheel. I showed them 6 or 10 freaking scale tickets, showing them, hey, I need it like this. They understood what I was talking about once I showed them that, because they're like, oh my God, nobody's ever given us intel like this before. I'm like, well, yeah, you know, here's my proof. Now I need forks and spoons, and where is my haversack? So there's that. And I'm just chatting. I'm gonna get up there for the comments here in just a sec, because I walked into the back and wound up heating up food. As you can tell, as you can hear, the microwave was working. And now I gotta find a spoon. Then I'll get back to the comments here, because I seen something popped up. Let's see, what is up with yeah. What in the world? And I know I had spoons and forks that I brought in when I got this bag. Alright, so I have food. I have nothing to eat it with. I have a... Let's see, these are the ones. Here we go. Gotta be in this bag. It's weird. It was called a Casey's. Man, the snow came back. That's how fast it is. Golly. There you go, people. Sorry, you were probably commenting, hey, I can't see. Let's see. Okay, I live in an RV and use the buddy heater. The nice size one, and I have it under my bunk here with me and on my trunk in case of emergency. Yeah, silos. And Maddie, yeah, they are getting hammered. We are getting hammered. Yeah, okay. There's a small circle type that screws onto the top of a small propane tank. The only reason you'd want that is in a car. It lasts longer, but it puts out so little heat that it'll just barely knock off the chill in a car kind of thing, right? Okay, then there's the Mr. Buddy, Little Buddy, or Portable, or whatever. One's a Little Buddy, then a Portable, I don't know, whatever. One takes one tank on one side. The other can take 2 tanks, and it puts out a whole lot more heat. Because that's the, I think they call that the Big Buddy. And then they have one that's for a house that mounts to a wall. Doesn't look like the other ones. It puts out God knows how many BTUs. So the Big Buddy that I was talking about, though, puts out like 18,000 to 40,000, something like that, BTUs. 18 to 30 or 18 to 40. And that heats up like 200 square feet to, or 1,000 square feet, I think. So anyways, I recommend at least get the Little Buddy. If not, get the Big Buddy. But I have this other Little Buddy heater thing that is almost like how when rich people have parties and stuff outside and it's a little bit chilly, they put out these heaters that are for events, and it's a big tree that sticks up from a propane tank, and it has a dome at the top and it reflects heat down, and it reflects a lot of heat and it warms up the outside. It's crazy. It's nice. So those things, you can rent them, I think, or whatever. They have them smaller than that you can actually buy. Well, man, I'm going to wipe my wipers again. Also, Mr. Buddy makes one that just screws on to the top of a, or maybe it mounts. I don't know if it screws on and then mounts, or just the hose. Maybe it has a hose to it. Anyways, I got one, and I think it just clamps because it faces forward at the top of a propane tank, of a bigger propane tank. That thing is more for outside, I think, because I don't know if it lets off any exhaust at all. It pretty much seems like they're trying to make them all, except for in Canada and Wisconsin, I think it is, or Michigan or something like that. They say that they have a different Mr. Buddy heater that it has to be the other one that does not claim you can use it indoors, because those states either said you can't use them indoors or whatever, I don't know. So they can't sell that model in that state, even though it's been tested by fire departments, it's been tested by people that have got oxygen sensors and all that stuff, and if it gets low on oxygen, it'll shut off. And if you're in higher elevations, they say that's a problem because it shuts off a lot because there's less oxygen in the first place. So that's the trick, is that you can even buy the ones that are only for Canada or for that other state, but the only difference is nowhere in the manual does it say it's good for indoor use and whatever, but it is safe for indoor use, okay? As far as there's no carbon monoxide, and if it tips over, it's got an off switch, and if it's low on oxygen in the room, it cuts off, and it won't come back on until you turn it back on. That's a lot of safety features just for a freaking heater. And that's within all of them, except for that big round circle one I have that goes on top of a propane tank, and the ones that are the bigger ones that for a house that you hang on the wall. Those ones don't have a tip over thing because they're mounted, so they just don't put a tip over thing in them. But some of them have fans. Make sure you get the fan model if you're gonna buy one, because the fan model takes D batteries, and then the other switch for the electric thing takes like a AA or something, but does not have a fan. So instead of buying their external fan that plugs into an outlet, or if you have power outage you can't use it anyway, get the model that they still sell and still have in stock in some places. I think Tractor Supply has it, that takes the D batteries in the back, and those D batteries last for freaking a couple of years. This one guy said, I've used that fan and all this a couple of years, and every year he says the batteries are still good, but we change them anyway. But he uses all throughout the year. So 40 batteries will last at least a year, if not 2 or 3, running the fan, because that fan doesn't take much power. Maybe it's just a little computer fan with like almost like LED power draw. Make sure you get that one. If you're looking to buy a buddy heater, get the one that's got the fan. It's the same price. I think they're like $139, $169, $199. Get it offline too. It's a lot cheaper than the stores, and a lot of stores don't have them in stock. So Amazon that stuff. But okay, this little turkey dinner's banging. I'm gonna eat this. And anybody got anything else question wise, anything to say, go ahead. Won't be long, I'll be getting off this thing, but you see what we're dealing with here. And the only reason that stuff is melting on my windshield is because I baked my truck. Like I said, I cranked up the heat so high that it got the windshield like hot. Like, I worry about putting it too hot all the time, even driving the road, because I worry about my devices, because I got my GPS on the dash, and then a phone, and then my emergency phone in case the other one goes out or is broke or what. So, and then I have this GPS that it gets hot if I'm blowing straight heat to me. I actually know it doesn't now. That's what's good about this one. The vents are in a different place on this truck than the International, and so this one doesn't overheat my pad, but the defrost could overheat anything on the dash. So don't throw candy bars up on the dash. I mean, because it'll smoke them. Man, like I said, I can't keep my windshield clean. Let's see here. I'm gonna do a little bit of, I put a bunch of alcohol together with some other stuff. Windex, alcohol, negative whatever freeze stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some, I'll leave them up a bit like that. I'm gonna have to get some winter wipers too. They help a lot to not, to shed the ice off of them. But you can reach out there and you can pull them away from the windshield and smack them. But not when they're running on high, and you can mess around and break a blade off, and you got that arm sitting there scratching your windshield, and you got, you know, you'd be blind. That's no good. So be careful. This is good stuff. Turkey dinner with mashed potatoes and dressing. I needed something. The chicken wasn't enough. I didn't get no fries or nothing. I just got 3 pieces of chicken. I was like, that'll work, but it didn't work. I got frozen lamb that I need to grill. And I got some, I don't know if I still have the deer meat in there. I don't know, there's a place in Texas I'll pick up deer meat. And it's like $10 for a big pack. You cut it in 4 pieces and, have a meal 4 times. So it's like $2.50 worth of meat each meal. Pop open a can of green beans, grill some of the meat, put them in Ziploc bags, stick them in the freezer. I got a huge refrigerator thing. And I got these frozen biscuit things. They're like, man, what's that place? Smithfield. Pretty sure it's Smithfield. Some of them are chicken. I got a box of chicken biscuits. And I got a box of sausage biscuits. I'll eat one of each in the morning. Those things are freaking good. And I don't know, man. I've been using my fridge. Olives, pickles. I still ain't got ice cream in the freezer, but it hard froze the meat, so I know to do ice cream. That's the thing about a trucker. It's like that's one of the things that you can. It's almost impossible to have in a truck. Yeah, I got some more tilling to do. Can't do it now, but got more tilling to do. What I'd like to know is, are we gonna wind up in a nuclear winter? Who knows? I mean, I know. I have a knowing. I know that something's gonna pop off. I'm hopeful and prayerful that it doesn't go into overdrive, where everybody's want to throw everything they have at everybody else. The big ones, or it'll look like this, but it'll all be radioactive. Not good. I don't know if they have a salt for radioactive, a brine. I don't know if they have a road solution for that, and I don't know what it'd do to asphalt. Yeah, the missile that they launched. Here's the thing. Okay. This is North Korea in a nutshell. North Korea is China's little brother. And North Korea will like pick a fight and then run back to China. Kind of thing. Sort of, in a way. So look at it like this. One day, North Korea is sitting there looking at TRS Tandy style computers, the very, very first computer, and saying, oh, look, we're watching this launch or whatever, and they're showing what kind of missile that they have, and it's iron riveted to, a nose cone that's been hammered and wet. It's like, that's not even aerodynamic. But then the next day, or week, or month, after that thing fails, North Korea then has, whatever kind of missiles that they have that are like the garbage cans on wheels from Russia, the Su-200, the very first, the one you have to pump up with a Nerf gun. Okay. That. And they're good if you're fighting off an angry bunch of pelicans that's invading your country, like pelicans or some maybe some ravens that's eating your crops or something. Shoot them off. Maybe you'll hit them, maybe you won't. So then the next day they've got hypersonic missiles, right? They either came from China or Russia, and I'm thinking, now the hypersonic thing in the first place came from Russia and then went to China and then went to North Korea. So nothing against North Korea. They just don't have a whole lot of infrastructure where they make things. People are starving there. They wait for trains that have fertilizer on them that leak some to move out of the way so they can scoop that stuff up, go and sell it, and maybe have food or just starve to death. But if they starve, it's a good thing because it's helping their leader, kind of thing. It's really crazy. So yeah, if they have hypersonic anything, it was given to them to use, just to show. I don't think they have a bank of them, okay? If they did, they bought them. And if they bought them, I don't know what they paid for them with. So, man, there goes the ice again, right? You see, this is a constant struggle, people. It was rough on the road, and I needed Windex, or I'm sorry, window cleaner. So, yeah, here's the little trick, too. I'll show this if I can. Little trick. You got to it's freaking cold. I'm gonna try to use my glove. There's the wiper. It's got to be in the up position for you to do this, and I'm not saying to do this, but I'm doing this, right? So don't do this. Don't be like me. But first thing I do is I just rake this stuff down, reach out. Nice and clean. Usually it just takes one. Look, I'm teaching y'all people all kinds of things. Okay? I mean, seriously though, look at the snow. The snow is like all over. And that's my ham antenna and my other antenna on a bird perch. You see all that snow? It's just, I mean, it's a lot of snow. So, man, a bunch just fell. I almost fell in here. I'm gonna roll that window back up. Yeah, so, man, put this up here again with this mount. I'm gonna get a couple of mounts and I'm gonna stick with them. They'll be the same and I'll be used to them. So you're not staring just at the tail end of one truck and you can see all the craziness around it. There you go. But okay, yeah, so it needs to be wiped again, but you know, way better. Like the commercial, it went from "you're so stupid" to "you're smart." Clean it up. All right. So yeah, as far as that missile, that one probably had a tag on the side of it that you couldn't quite see because it was going at hypersonic speed, but it said made in China. Just like everything else. So I'm not knocking things made in China. I'm just saying North Korea doth not a hypersonic missile make. Okay. They throw something up there that looks like a firework or firecracker or a bottle rocket, and then the world makes fun of them, and then they say to China, "Big Daddy China, they mess with us, you know, we need something better." And China's like, "I'll give you a missile. I mean, shoot this off." They don't believe they're going to shoot it off, and they actually shoot it off. Whoa, hey man, you shot that off! Holy crap! Yeah, that's what's going on in North Korea in a nutshell, if you ask me. Of course, what do I know? I'm just a dumb truck driver, right? And Walmart gets their commercial for the day. You see that, people? That's all of our money. All of our money right there. Because for real, everybody goes to Walmart. Even if you don't like Walmart, you go to Walmart. Because at this point, when you can't get fresh this or that somewhere else, groceries, might just be the only place to go. I'll just put that on intermittent, leave it there. Now it's been running, the APU's been running. I'm gonna shut it off, start it again, so it'll go for 10. It won't give me a half shut off. And I'm gonna, not that I need a whole 10. And then I'm going, yeah, free advertising, right? Yeah, see, everybody wants to be in my video. And then I'm gonna turn the heat up. That's the plan. Okay. Or I'll just turn the heat up now. There we go. It's been running, that's good enough. Yeah, so while the weather outside is frightful and the days go into nightfall, and I wish they wouldn't drive so slow. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's my little song. So while the weather outside is frightful, I've got warmth, I got food, it's camping on a whole new level, and honestly, in this truck, it's not that bad. It's been worse. So I'm not going to say that it's 70 degrees on everything that I put my finger to or whatever. Usually I crank up the truck, but it'd make noise right now. But I'll like roast the truck, shut it off, pull the curtains, set the heat, and then it does what it do, and you can get a nap. Well, right now I'm having turkey and mashed potatoes, and we're chatting about it and watching these fools walk because it's cold outside. I don't know why you got to go in for chicken. You have to. You have to land and go in for hot wings. That's what I said on my video where I was landing trucks. Honestly, I think at some point we may need a control tower to radio for these guys and give them numbered spots and say, you go to 13. You go to 8. And you've been bad, you go to the corner. You know, like that. So, that's propane right there. No, wait, anhydrous ammonia, my bad. Anyway. That would be one long running Mr. Buddy heater if that was propane. So the best way to go with those Mr. Buddies is to get like a 20-pound tank. Oh, that's the trick too. If you're going to run a Mr. Buddy, you got to know this. You have to, on the Mr. Buddy, buy a special kind of hose, and if it's over so long, it has to have a filtering line. Here's why. The special hose that says, hey, this is okay to use as, you know, Mr. Buddy, whatever. Okay. Propane from high pressure goes through and takes the oil from the inside of the hose and shoves it into the Mr. Buddy heater, and the Mr. Buddy heaters are so finicky they can't handle it. Then they won't run at all. So you have to get the special hose. You can't just go to Home Depot and say, oh, I'll take a grill hose. No. Everybody that does that has to take their Mr. Buddy heater back and turn it in and swap it out or have it fixed. Or something about a Q-tip cleaning something too, but the whole inside of it, I think, gets messed up. So the oil from the inside of other hoses gets shoved through there. And even the Mr. Buddy hose, if you're going to go over any kind of I think it's 12 feet or something, or if you use 12 feet, you have to have a filter. Look at the comments online, look them up, look on Tractor Supply. That's the ones I looked at. I looked at Tractor Supply, I looked on there, and I looked at the comments, and the comments were from Mr. Buddy. One was on the Mr. Buddy website, but I think it was Tractor Supply. Anyway, they answered questions on there. And this snow is piling up on my mirror. I'm fixing to have like 2 mirrors next to each other. I'll have a mirror of my mirror made out of snow. It's going to cover up my CB antenna. I need to get this thing washed. I've got so much of that road nastiness from up north. I thought, hey, maybe I'll wash it about before I get to Tennessee. Maybe I'll wash it. No, I might have to go further south. I might have to wind up in Louisiana or down the panhandle of Florida before I get out of this mess to get it washed. I don't know. This is the new normal, I reckon. So, but anyhow, back to the Mr. Buddy thing. Get the correct Mr. Buddy labeled hose, even if it costs more. Otherwise, it'll gum up your stuff. And don't ask me why, but it does 100% of the time. And it don't take long for that to happen. And it is good to keep bigger propane tanks outside because they do leak out of the vents sometimes. But you don't have to, especially in cold weather. Because in frozen weather, something happens with propane and it won't work or something. I don't know. You can wrap it with something what I would recommend is stick it in a box, drill a hole in your wall, run the hose out to it, and be done with it. You know, and Mr. Buddy it up. So, yeah, and just be careful where you drill holes in your wall, because there could be electrical wires in there. The safest way to do that is to use actually, believe it or not, plastic handled screwdriver in the corner pocket where you don't believe any electrical wire should be, and they probably would never be, of a stud first through the inside, and then see where it is on the outside, and then use like a paddle bit just on the outside, and you know, cut through the siding, but then use a paddle bit on like whatever kind of wood. And you could silicone it if you really want to live it there forever. You could actually duct tape the line and silicone around it, and that'd be sealed, and you wouldn't get any loss of heat from the outside. But they do need some air, so you do need to crack a window a little bit if you're going to run it for a long time, because they burn up oxygen is all. It's not about carbon monoxide. They don't put that off. These are catalytic heaters. So, and I think even the non-catalytic ones, they call them safe for inside, and they're inside house kind of heaters. So the good news is you don't need a whole new furnace. If your furnace goes out, you can just buy one of them suckers. The bad news is I think one of them's like $199. Then they got one, I think it's like maybe it's $299 for a different one, and you have to have a lot of propane because they put out 40,000 BTUs. They got like 4 or 5 settings on those ones. The ones that mount, even the other ones mount to a wall, but the ones that definitely have to be mounted to a wall, those Buddy big heaters, they burn up a lot of propane. Let's see, good. There's Virginia going to Fargo. Oh, you can have it. You can have Fargo, because I was up there one time, almost ran broke. I had to deadhead all the way from Billings, Montana to freaking Fargo, North Dakota to pick up birdseed that they grew up there. And I, like I said, barely made enough money going down to Florida to get back to the house. It was a nightmare in itself. And you can go broke in Billings, Montana, because there's no freight there. You see some loads, you're like, oh, that crappy, I'll go to tomorrow. That was a good paying load, because it was even at $1.48 at the time per mile. Well, yeah, then they got like down to like, you know, I don't know, one was like 99 cents a mile. I'm like, are y'all crazy? I would have to pay for fuel to get that. Yeah, well, people haul them. Oh, okay, well, y'all haul them. I'm not hauling them. So I deadheaded empty all the way from Billings, Montana to Fargo, North Dakota. Picked up a load of birdseed. And I listened to them talk about how they didn't care about the ranger or anybody saying anything, or what do you call them? Not the ranger, the game warden saying anything about them shooting ravens, you know, blackbirds, because they were eating their crop. They're like, we don't care, because they go into town, they buy buckshot, and then the game warden's there going, well, what are you buying that for? He's like, you know what we're buying this for. So I'm listening to these old men talk about how they, you know, protecting their birdseed against the well, I would think raccoons are even more, but they said raccoons some, or some kind of small animal. I don't know if it's a raccoon, but definitely birds. So yeah, don't get shot if you're up there in Fargo, if you're driving past a field and they're trying to take out the birds that are eating the sunflower seeds, which I don't think you have that problem now, because right now it's snowmageddon. I don't think anything's growing. Kind of crazy. I'd like to know where Russia thinks they're going to get their food from. They try to turn it into this. They're crazy. So we're just in a crazy world, people, and just dealing with it. I'm going to get off this thing. I hope everybody's doing good. Just a little check-in. Bunch of people here. We're all alive, but it's kind of frozen winter wonderland outside. And anybody that's broke down in their truck right now, God bless them, because it would be a cold situation. I didn't even really want to get out. I had to pull over and get out. I had to put more washer fluid in my box. I ran through so much of that stuff, and it was just getting to be rough. Now I'm going to have to upgrade the winter blades, because they're a little better on not grabbing stuff. But you see, it's starting to It's starting to get a little crazy with the snow. And the wind in Iowa, oh my God. That wind was crazy. You can't sleep in it, you can't drive in it, you can't walk in it, you can't, it's wind, it's wind has now owned Iowa. They're gonna have their new state bird is gonna have no feathers on it, it's gonna be blown. They got a new state bird with no feathers. No, I don't know what they're gonna have for the flag. It's gonna blow all the colors off the flag. Their state flag is just a blank canvas. That's Iowa now, for real. And they got a bird that's like naked. It's ready to go in the vat and be cooked. And there's the rest of your Walmart commercial for the day. So everybody, tell your money, go to Walmart. No, really, go to Tractor Supply, get a buddy heater, stay warm. People, I'm gonna get off this thing. God bless you. Y'all have a good day. Stay out of Nashville. It's not worth it. It's just, don't do it. It's a trap. Talk to y'all later. I'm out. Peace.